Oh, hey, I'm Seth, and this is the Legend for Life podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody. This week, I'm going to be talking about competition and what it says about us when we play and how we play and all that good stuff. The thing is, we can't know the heart of a person, but the way that they compete can give us an idea. And here's a fun quote that I found about sports. It's from a guy named Haywood Brown. It says, "Sports do not build character, they reveal it." And here's a good example of how I think his quote there can tell us about the character of, or the way that sports reveal character. A few years ago, maybe. Actually, it wasn't that long ago. But anyway, I was playing I was playing tennis. And this guy and I, we had a string of losses. We were doubles partners for tennis. And yeah, we just had a string of losses, and they were awful. They were no fun. But as we were playing this game, we were losing again. My teammate, he did not give up. He kept playing hard, and he was encouraging. I was in a funk when I was playing. Just things weren't going. I think I was doing, making dumb decisions as far as where to hit the ball and whatnot. But, he kept playing his heart out. And, seeing that made me, okay, like, he's not giving up on me, so I shouldn't give up on myself and us as a team. And what's awesome is that we clawed back into the game. We even took a lead, and we won the first set, and then we took that and we killed it in the second set, but we didn't quite win it. And then all of a sudden, all the confidence that we had built up, it started crumbling away as we got hot heads. And these guys came back, and they actually won the second set. It ended up going to a tiebreak. And tiebreakers can be really, really they spook you, and they're nerve-wracking. As we were doing our tiebreaker, our opponents, the pressure was getting to them because these grown men were hitting the net with their rackets, like when a play wouldn't go their way. I remember one time in this match, a guy even threw his racket down to the ground, and obviously he didn't break it because that would have been foolish, because but he threw it to the ground in such a way to vent his frustration. Well, they ended up losing. We won, and man, that was an incredible match, and I'll never forget it. The thing is, it's difficult to encourage teammates when they're playing poorly or when they make a silly mistake. When somebody does something when you're playing a sport, somebody does something dumb, you're, oh my gosh, why did you do that? But if you want to win, that's not helpful. Giving up is easy, but here's the thing. Fighting back, it takes mental strength, and it takes mental strength in the sense of, I'm not going to get beaten, and I'm not going to freak out at the other person, because it hurts my team's chance. And then here's the other thing, and I think this one is pretty big, is that when I freak out at my teammate, or my teammate freaks out at me when I make a mistake or he shoots me a look, I'm less likely to take a risk that might be necessary, and the chances of us winning are a lot less. But here, and here's what's cool about sports is that when we play on a level that's like maybe in a league or maybe just a pickup game or something like that, it's a like a low risk kind of a thing. But unlike Haywood Brown, the guy that I quoted earlier in this episode, I do think that sports give us an opportunity to grow, especially for kids. And I found another quote that I think is helpful. It's from Psychology Today. It says, "The more opportunities you have to play in a low-risk environment where winning is less important than fun, exercise, and social contact, the more likely you are to continue participating. As a consequence, you are bound to get better." And that's the thing. When we play sports like this, it provides a low-risk experience. Nothing of actual value is won or lost when we play, and we can be more comfortable taking risks and failing when we do. And I think that's great. When I was a little boy, I was terrified of batting, and it made me not want to play baseball anymore. But I think I could have been really good at it. Somehow I let that fear get to me, and I didn't get to participate in a sport that's really fun, and I wish I had kept going with it, but just the fear of batting kept me from it. And that leads me to another quote that I found from Psychology Today, and I think it leads nicely into why sports and these low-risk environments of competition are so important. And it says, "Fear of failure keeps you safe, but small. It doesn't allow you to try new things, to take on new challenges, or to expose yourself to new situations." Failing, and here's the thing, when you fail in a game, it stinks. But it helps us to be okay taking more risks because we've had some experience with failure. And I've got a good example of this. When I was doing a pretty fun volleyball league, and I remember my overhand serves have been good. They've been really good at points, but there were a few weeks where they were bad. They were just bad, and I could barely make it over the net. And because every time it would be my turn to serve, I would get in my own head, and I would think to myself, "Man, why are you so bad at serving? This is the best. This is like probably the best part of your game, and you can't do it." And then that's when I said to myself, why am I letting this bother me? And I just took a chill pill, and I really focused on my swing and my toss. And guess what? I started serving really, really well. And it was a game changer. Not just one game, but the season. It made a huge difference. And I think that that's helpful in other ways. When you lose the game because you hit the net on your serve, it feels awful. Just awful. Because, imagine that feeling. You're all there, you miss your serve, and now everybody walks off. You hit hands, good game. You know that you let your entire team down. That's not fun. But here's the thing. It makes not getting a job or a second date or whatever disappointment, whatever, failure, it makes it easier to handle. And that's one of the things that I love about sports, is that in competition, for that matter, when we compete and we fail, we build up our tolerance for failure, And when something doesn't go our way, oh, it's okay. I've been there before. I hit the ball into the net and lost in our playoffs. I can handle this. And another cool part about sports, and I think this is huge, is building up our teammates. We show our heart when we pass the ball to the inexperienced player. We say, yes, I want to win, but I want to win with you, not despite you. When we don't, it shows that we care more about making ourselves feel good than putting down or not allowing someone else to get better. And I've got a cool quote here from Philippians 2, verse 3, that I think is helpful. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. And it makes me think that when we're out there, when we're playing, we need to be humble enough to consider others better than ourselves by letting them mess something up and not looking at them like they're dumb or they stink at the game. The more that we do that, the more our inexperienced friend will want to play and get better. And honestly, I think it's a great way to show the love that Jesus has for us. Everybody on the team is everybody else on the team. Maybe if your teammates aren't Christians, they're gonna look at that person like that. But we Christians can go over to them and we can say, sorry about that. That was that was a hard loss. But hey, you went out there and you did it, and I'm here for you. And really, it doesn't matter that much. So, you'll get better. I had an experience like this. I was playing in the summer league volleyball. But anyway, I was playing volleyball with some people in a rec league. And we had this gal on our team. Here's the thing. She was the only reason that we could have a team because we didn't have enough people. But she was a liability. She was terrible. She was afraid of the ball. And sometimes people on our team would kind of give her looks like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't get that, or just stuff like that. Or they would be reluctant to pass her the ball because she would just flail and the ball would fall to the ground. Okay, well, I'm not going to pass to her anymore. Well, no, because here's the thing, her being there, she was being awesome because she allowed us to play. So my thought is, hey, don't give her a hard time. The other thing is, as our team kind of moved towards, hey, let's involve her more, she started to get better and she started to contribute. And it was awesome. It was awesome to see. And it brings me back to that, what I was saying earlier of, hey, I don't want to win despite you. I want to win with you. And when you can include your best player, when you can include your worst player and still win, I think that's just awesome. This is a big influencer on how we play. And it's, who are we playing for? Who we play for directly impacts how we play. When I'm playing for myself, it's reflected in the way I play. I'll tell you what. For instance, why not throw a tantrum when we lose if gratification is all I'm playing for? And I've done this, guys and gals, whatever. Here's the thing. I remember playing soccer league, which I'm not good at all. But I let it get to me. I let my ego get involved. And one time, I think we were in the championship or something, and threw I mean, not by me, for sure. Oh my gosh, no. I'm terrible at soccer. But at the end of this game, when it came time to shake hands, I, for whatever reason, I didn't like the other team, and I didn't want to shake hands at the end of the game. So I just walked off. And that was not cool. It was not cool. And I think that it really showed me. And afterward, I thought about it, and I just thought, oh, okay, well, I'm not very proud of that. Well, who would be? But the thing is, it just, that's the thing. When we play sports, our hearts, what's going on inside, it gets out. It gets out. But here's the thing. What does a little praise from winning a game get me? Okay, congrats. You served to the worst player on the other team, and you won a rec league volleyball game. Does that make you feel more fulfilled? Or is it propping up insecurities about yourself? That's the thing. When we're a bad sport and we win, is it really that fulfilling? Is it really that cool? I mean, I remember playing against a team, and they knew that they were so much better than us, and they were just fooling around. And oh my gosh, it made us so angry, and it was awful, and it just made you want to just yell, hey, knock it off. We all know you're better than us. And, here's the thing. When they play like that, I don't know, do they go home and say, oh my gosh, we totally smoked these guys. It was great. I mean, they might say that, but I don't think that that's really that fulfilling to do that. Something that I think does help us to play sports with meaning is playing for others, because it helps us put our games into the right context. A misplay here or there doesn't matter in the grand scheme. We get to do something more meaningful when we build up our teammates, and it makes the feeling of winning that much better. I was talking about when I was playing with the gal, or when our team was playing, and the gal was pretty bad, but as she got better, I mean, some of my favorite games were ones not where I did super well, but where this girl, you could tell she is getting better, and she contributed. And in games like that, and you won, I mean, if you lose, I mean, it still stinks, but especially when you win, it's like, wow, great job. That was awesome. You played really well. And these are even in games where you lose. It doesn't matter. You did really well. Think about where you were before, when you started, and where you are now. I mean, I just think that then being able to be there for your teammate just makes the game more fun, because you're not taking it too seriously. When you can walk off the field of play all feeling great, rather than everyone is happy except for the one person that maybe touched the ball once and they feel bad. I mean, that's not fun. That's not fun, because you're supposed to be one team, and there's a part of your team that you just made feel like garbage because you either didn't pass the ball to them, or you shot them a look, or you would say, I can't believe you missed that, or, and it's like, yeah, the team won. The team minus so-and-so won. So congratulations. You made yourself look like a jerk. You won the game, but you look like a jerk. Are you really winning at that point? I mean, maybe you are on the scoreboard, but I don't consider that a victory for sure. And here's the last thing, and I think it's a really cool thing to consider. when we play our sports, we can play and we can honor God. Here's a quote that I found to be particularly cool or helpful. And it's Colossians 3:23 through 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. And so here's the thing. I think it's something that I want to go forward and I want to keep in mind when I'm playing these games, is that when I'm, we glorify God in the things that we do, and especially when we play sports. And when I'm doing it, I should be doing it working for the Lord, not human masters. Whether that's trying to get people on my team to say, "Wow, way to go, Seth. That was a great serve." Or myself, feeling for myself, whoa, I'm really good at this game. When I'm doing that, chances of me playing with a good heart, pretty low. And when we play to honor God, not only are we motivated to play our hearts out, but we're motivated to play the right way. We're motivated to win right, and not by, serving to the worst player or excluding the worst player on our team. We're motivated to play to build up our teammates and to glorify God by doing it. And here's the thing, God is still glorified by our play even when we lose. So winning is great, but it's not why we compete. I think playing sports is a great way to show Jesus to other people. So I want to remind myself that, because I think it's something that is really easy for me to forget, especially in the heat of a game, pickup or otherwise. But I really want, if you are playing with me, or you're playing with a bunch of people by yourself, I want us to be able to remind ourselves, let's play, and let's let our play be a light, a witness to those around us, and to show the people around us really what the love of Jesus looks like, while we play our favorite sport, or whatever sport we like, or whatever sport we're playing. Well, this has been the Legend for Life podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.